What is up, guys? Stairs Spawning here, and today, for my second video, I decided that I would discuss something extremely important for you guys to know about silver investing, and that is how silver is the most undervalued commodity on Earth right now. And why is it so undervalued, you might be wondering, how has something even become undervalued? How would you know it's undervalued? Well, it's really simple, because you look at how much potential something has compared to where it's at right now, and that's how you can tell if something's under or overvalued. For example, the stock market is overvalued a lot of times because people rely on the stock market too much, thinking, that they're constantly going to be making a profit, when really, the stock market, ever since the 90s, has been going down. It just looks like it's doing better because our currency is doing worse, and so it's worth more currency, but currency has gone down in value more than the stock market's gone up in value, therefore meaning the stock market, since the tech explosion of the 90s, has not done as well as it did then. So, but because of, basically the deception of currency, stock market is extremely overvalued. And gold is overvalued, I'd say, because you look at the availability of silver to gold, which I always talk about, 1 to 12 ratio, and you compare that to the fact that it's like at a cost ratio of what right now? 1 to 75. I mean, that's ridiculous, that for every 1 ounce of gold you could buy 75 ounces of silver, you know what I mean? So when you really think about that, you really put that in perspective, then you truly get to see how silver is undervalued as a commodity, and the most undervalued commodity, because gold is 6 times more valuable than silver in terms of how available it is, you know what I mean? Assuming that it's around 72 times more expensive, which it is right now. It's about 72 times more expensive. We're just going to round to make things a little bit easier. That would mean that gold is 6 times more overvalued than silver is. And people still say gold has an insane amount of potential and gold's undervalued. So think about how undervalued that means silver is, you know what I mean? Look at it. Prices are being manipulated. That's what's really going on here. Anybody with money is manipulating the price of silver for their own benefit. JP Morgan, extremely manipulative to the market because of the simple fact that he has enough money to not control the market, but influence it very powerfully. To the point where he can make silver go up or down several dollars an ounce if he wants to. And he's the reason why silver still manages to be below 17 an ounce, even after China was buying up an insane amount. I mean, that would drive up the price, they're putting a lot of demand on the market, and yet he still managed to keep the price down because he has the power to do that, I mean, look at all the governments. They're controlling the price too. They hoard an insane amount of silver. Even though our currencies aren't backed by it, they still have an insane amount, and therefore, they have enough silver to back up our currency. Not all of the currency, obviously, but back up enough of it where we'd have a working currency system that would be a lot stronger. But instead, they decide to profit off silver for themselves instead of, allowing the people, the common person, to be helped out by silver, which is kind of sad, honestly. But, once you start to realize that, that's when you really do want to get into silver, because you realize what the government's doing and everything. But anyway, look at how useful silver is. It's used in just about everything. I mean, this video wouldn't be possible if it weren't for silver, because obviously I have this silver right here, so you wouldn't get to see this, but, my tablet wouldn't exist that I'm recording this on, the camera that I use sometimes wouldn't exist to record anything on, I mean, literally, without silver, we wouldn't be able to have electronics, at that point, and therefore, with how useful silver is and how high of a demand there is on it, it should be worth way more. It should be worth at least $50-something an ounce, probably, instead of being $16.50 for an ounce like it is right now. And that's ridiculous, But like I said, prices are being manipulated, and therefore, people like to complain about the price of silver being manipulated, but I don't care, because look at it this way. You can buy silver really cheaply for a very long time, and if the currency, collapses, the U.S. currency collapses, then all the people who have all that money, they're screwed, because, their money's worth nothing. And you were able to buy silver cheaply because of them, and basically they messed themselves up, if the currency did collapse. And even if it doesn't, you can at least protect your wealth for a cheaper price than you would be able to. So I don't mind the manipulation at all, because I'm benefiting from it, from the fact that I can stack more silver than I would be able to if it were worth more. And if silver does ever go up, if it ever bubbles, then I already know all of this right here is going to be gone, and I'm going to sell it off. And once the bubble pops, I'm buying it back, and buying it back times 4. So anyway, though, I just did want to discuss how silver is the most undervalued commodity on Earth right now, and let me know what you think about that in the comment sections below. That is it for this one, though. Peace, love, and much respect.